The Deadly Demon difficulty, I'm sure it's something some of you will remember, may have seen or have just somehow heard about either through my videos or somebody else's. It's a green demon face that is almost erased from the community right now and was leaked in early 2016 along with the 4x speed portal conceptual idea as a new form of difficulty planned to be implemented in 2.1. Of course, it wasn't implemented and never came to be, while the 4x speed portal did. As part of my video research and general proactive engagement with the community in order to find inspiration for content, the Deadly Demon difficulty is something I have been attempting to research and document for well over 3 months now. Unfortunately, as I said, traces of this leak have been almost all but erased from the community, and so this has been incredibly difficult to research and create, but I have now managed to acquire a few pictures and screenshots of the icon that was planned, and I believe that this will be enough to provide the stimulus for this video and concept. So in this video, I'll be explaining a bit about the history of the difficulty, what happened to it, how it still remains relevant, how it could be actually implemented in 2.2, and just generally a bit about what it will look like and how it will come about. This video is something I've wanted to make for ages, and so I'm quite excited to get cracking. So let's elaborate a little more on the history of this idea. Back in March and April of 2016, 2.1 and ideas and concepts were at their absolute maximum popularity. Guitar Hero Styles had new 2.1 rumours every week, and generally any time something viable for the update appeared, it went nuclear. Unfortunately, given how long the wait for 2.1 actually was, 2.2 rumours now no longer have the same charm and magic as they used to, as more information is known about updates and we expect them to take so long that there's no point in speculating. But as I was saying, back in 2.0, these rumours were at their popularity peak. There were many rumours leaked about 2.1, from a new vault to a new rank of level to new game modes. Eventually, all of these rumours came to fruition in the update in some form. New vaults were added, the spider mode was unveiled, and the demon difficulty was a disambiguated system of ratings, from easy to extreme. During the April period, a video went round the community showing a leak. I can't remember who leaked it, and furthermore I can't find the video itself, but I believe it was somewhat endorsed by RobTop himself. Anyway, this leak showed details of a 4x speed portal and a new demon face, representing a new level of demon difficulty, something above the level of demon. I searched for ages to find this face after the leak died down, and finally I have found a picture of it. You may have seen it before, but if you haven't, here it is. The difficulty went round the community with many potential names. Some just named it Extreme Demon and Hell Demon difficulty, while others named it the Dragon difficulty, but the most common name was Deadly difficulty. Whatever the name, this difficulty was set to be used to define the hardest levels from levels like the Nightmare. Back before the ranks of Demon, we didn't have a Demon saturation problem. In fact, the ranking was too ambiguous. People were critical of the fact that one single difficulty was being used to encapsulate levels like the Lightning Road, things that all users can beat, and also demons like Sakup and Hell, in one same ranking. The idea of a new difficulty was suggested many a time, and this looked like the most likely answer RobTop would provide when the leak happened. As time passed, people expected 2.1 much sooner than it was released, bringing us to May 2016 when Crazyman50 verified Phobos, the indisputably hardest level at the time besides Bloodbath, which was still in a league of its own, while the transition to 144Hz domination in the community was not yet in full swing. RobTop has promised to rate the level several times, but after it was verified it took a while to be rated, longer than anyone was expecting. People were speculating as to why, and a rumour surfaced that suggested RobTop was imminently about to update the game to make Phobos the first flagship Deadly level, before Bloodbath and Chronicle Depression as the other two, most likely leaving A Bizarre Phantasm and Hell Factory as demons so not to overload the new difficulty too fast. But Phobos was eventually rated, and 2.1 was delayed exponentially. When it eventually did come out, RobTop went the way of a disambiguation system for demons by classifying demons between easy demon level and extreme demon level, which were types of classifications popularised by Zobros in 1.9 when demon difficulty was starting to get off the scale. Now, pretty much everyone has forgotten the Deadly rating and rumour, and it was one of those few 2.1 rumours to not have been carried forward in any form, despite the art and structure being made. Arbitrary demon difficulty rating is something that is still incredibly commonplace in the community, and this is something I explored in great detail in my video explaining fan-made demon difficulty rankings and what they meant. One of the ones I covered was the Deadly Demon ranking, but all I could find was an obscure face in one of GD Water's thumbnails, the tiniest trace of this forgotten rumour. Ever since then, however, I have been thinking about how this could be implemented into the game and how it could solve many current community issues, and I think it would be a far more necessary implementation in 2.2 rather than 2.1, as it seriously complements the new rating system we have now, whereas it just would have been an awkward addition to an unspecialized system back in 2.0. The problem we are facing as a community at the moment is the demon saturation problem. Before, when demon difficulty was too broad, we began to see difficulty stretch away from realistic grounds. Now, we are actually seeing too many demons in their own specialised classification, specifically extreme demons. This sort of came about because the system implemented in 2.1 was incredibly broad, and loads of demons were classified as extreme very quickly. However, it's also because with the rise of 144Hz monitors and an unexplained surge of new top players into the game, loads of players can verify levels of extreme difficulty. Cataclysm was a staple extreme demon for a very long time, and in early 2.0 it was a big deal if someone beat something that went above Cataclysm on the list. Now, Cataclysm is on the verge of falling out of the top 50 altogether, and verifying a level that is above it in the top 50 is now no longer a huge event, like when Bloodbath was verified. A few good examples of this are Uprise, Twisted Tranquility, and Breakout. 3 levels that, while extremely difficult, were not made much of a fuss of when verified. Bold Step verified Twisted Tranquility, but this level fell out of relevance very fast. Uprise was a tough challenge for Ninetales, but it wasn't really big news when it was verified. And Breakout was a side project Serve was working on that happened to place unusually highly at the time. All 3 levels are now in the lower half of the top 50, and are all harder than the former flagship Extreme Demon Cataclysm. In early 2.0, the top 50 displayed 1 or 2 Extreme Demons, all the way down to hard demons such as Effort. Towards the end, it was purely insane and extreme demons. Now, all but 2 levels in the top 50 are rated extreme demons, and it's been argued that both Subversive and Deception Dive should be topped up to extreme demon level, given they were alongside the extremes. What I'm getting at is that 96% of the top 50 is now extreme demons, and it's kind of taken the edge off beating an extreme demon. In early 2.0, beating an extreme demon was a huge achievement, but now people don't really even get much attention or commendment for beating the less relevant demons, like Elite Z Rebirth, the Flawless, and Breakout. Obviously, the top 10 is in a completely different league to the bottom 10, but this begs the question, shouldn't levels like these have their own classification to restore some of the prowess of beating them? This is where deadly difficulty could come in, being implemented in the rating system either as a top rank above Extreme Demon or coming in as a new classification above Demon entirely to define the top levels from the top 50. However, if this were to happen, careful implementation would be needed. In the last 5 months, the top 10 has been almost completely dispersed by new levels, and without considering the future levels of GD, oversaturation could happen to the new system just as fast. The implementation of this system could be incredibly productive for GD if considered and evaluated properly. There are one of 2 ways it could be implemented, as I said. The first is to make it an addition to the Demon ranking system, so to create it as a level above Extreme Demon. This keeps the Demon at the top of the hierarchy, but ensures there's a separate classification at the very top tier of GD. The second way is to implement it as an entirely new rating, above Demon, so making Easy to Extreme Demons the second tier in the pecking order. The only problem with this is that the system of ranking from Easy to Extreme Demon worked well as it was the top tier. It seems strange that the second tier would have ranks but the top tier not. That being said, it could still work. Either one of these implementations could work, but the question then becomes, which demons become deadly? When I first started researching for this video, I planned for the top 5 to become deadly, then anything else that came above it would be deadly too. At the time, the 5th place demon was Bausha Vortex, and now Bausha Vortex is placed 11th, meaning there would already be 10 deadly levels only a few months into the implementation. In my opinion, the number of deadly levels would vary based on which one of the 2 ways it was implemented, i.e. if deadly becomes an addition to the demon rating system above extreme, then I think it would fill up much faster than if it was its own top tier classification. If it became one with the demon rating system, I don't think it's that big of a deal if it fills up faster, and so I would stick to my original idea and just classify the top 5 from Erebus down to Stalemate Redux. Then anything else that comes along after can be deadly too, and before long we'd have quite a few deadly levels, but it would still serve its purpose, and it would probably be a good introduction for it to classify Plasma Pulse Finale as deadly, as I reckon that will be a top 5 demon when rated. Alternatively, it could be implemented as a new top tier rank above Demon, and I think this is where it would need to become more exclusive. If this were the case, I would suggest not classifying a level as deadly until Bloodlust and Sonic Wave Infinity are released. They are both completely different tiers from even things like Erebus and Sonic Wave, so it seems fitting. Also, both these levels are so hard that I seriously doubt they will ever be filled up very fast. It's going to take some time before Bloodlust and Sonic Wave Infinity level demons are verified every week. Ultimately, it really depends on your opinion and what you'd like to see, and that will determine how you think the implementation should be put into the game. As far as the management of the system goes, well, it's uncommon for RobTop to downgrade levels from Extreme to Insane Demon. That being said, I think it would be important for him to start downgrading Deadly levels back to Extreme when they move further down the list. For example, when Stalemate Redux falls out the top 10, it might be worth bumping it back to an Extreme Demon from a Deadly Demon. It's all fairly manageable as long as it's cleverly implemented and RobTop keeps it as a dynamic system. Overall, I stand by the view that this is an essential feature that should be in 2.2, even though I doubt it will. The saturation problem is getting ridiculous, and this old idea is a pretty contemporary and relevant solution, using ideas and art that RobTop has already designed. I hope we will see this eventually, as I really do think it's necessary. But overall, I've wanted to make this video for ages, and I'm glad I found the design of it, because this video is a project I've been working on for a while, and it's been fun to speculate. What are your thoughts? How do you think the system should be brought into the game, and how would you manage it? What are the levels that you would make deadly if you could? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. If we could get some discussions going, that would be great. I thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and if you're new here, if you could consider subscribing and checking out some of my other videos, then it would really help me out. Thanks guys, I'll see you all soon.